ready for a trip. I noticed that our bars are a little different than they were before, and our power gauge has swapped over to something more styling than that ether charge thing that we had as the summoner. I'd just been thinking more and more about how much I enjoyed playing the Red Mage, and decided it was time to give him a shot again, and guess what? It's just as joyful as I remembered. Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Gridania. You may have forgotten with that thoughtful chocobo interlude, but we are currently on our way to the other major cities, the Grand Companies. We're going to be attempting to rally support for a 5-year anniversary of the Great Horror. Wait, aren't you that famous adventurer? It's Longpoint Heroine, isn't it? I thought I recognized you. You're an inspiration to us all, sir. Iwind Skyways is always at your disposal. Will you be traveling with us today? Of course I will. I could just bop on over using the Etherites, but, well, Mervyn wants me to do things the old-fashioned way for now. This sure looks a lot more like a gondola, doesn't it, than it does a, proper... Oh, waiting. There we go. Board that airship. Take me away, please. Whisk me heavensward. That's it, we finished the MSQ. It's time for the expansion. No. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Gridania is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. The little smile. It doesn't suit you, heroine. Stay stoic. Show your smile only to those to whom you are closest. Crunch, crunch, crunch. This would have been a good time to turn the music back on, I think. Instead, we get the awkward floating tub in relative silence. We're going to need to turn down our interface volume again as well, because it is cranked up so I didn't miss pops. Hey, it's our old buddy, Darren. Took me a second. And Mervyn. Good fortune to you, Longpoint. Good fortune to you, Longpoint. The day will come when your name means the same as zero to the folk of this realm. You're a regular Longpoint. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Take us away. I assume this is Kingdom Hearts, right? Still haven't done that crossover. It'd be appropriate, wouldn't it? Maybe they're just trying to keep the story with some modicum of seriousness. It's Castrum Occidens. We're not gonna have any music here. No, whoa, sorry about that. That wasn't the right thing. Oh, shit. It actually worked. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, it's Darth Him.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still.
Let it go.
15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona,
Ooh.
led by the Agrios, mightiest of all vessels.
Mightiest vessel, Agrios.
Lay ripe for the taking.
And yet.
All of Eorzea would soon be ours.
And yet.
Or so we believe.
Ooh.
But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day.
Inconscionable.
Heart of which flew the great meat guard Zormer.
Wasn't he the one who was in the moon?
Slain that lord among worlds.
Oh no, he's the one in the
The
lake.
Red Serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price.
Good crash. Good crash.
Flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her.
Squish.
Ended our glorious conquest.
Roar. Yeah, I think it slammed into the lake, so why did the dragons bother to defend that? I think that might be one of the big unasked questions.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods.
You're not wrong about that.
Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp.
Will there be a third time?
For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it.
Shameful.
And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity.
These guys got big fashy vibes in all levels, don't they?
All reckoning, rotten nigh to the core.
Just say degenerate, man. We know what you're thinking.
Yet it must be saved.
Ooh.
Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
And that sounds nice. I bet you're a nice guy.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
Oh, great. I love to have the, what are they called? The lumen flowers on my side. The lumen flowers, the Sentai, the heavily armored Sentai. No, that's the double door guy. Twin shield man. That's horrific. Why are those flying things so... I think I know what that is.
Engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
I don't like the way these things are designed. I mean, I do like it, but it's unsettling. I don't like that it has this dimly man-type
Hey,
contour.
is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
I'm sure he wouldn't do anything so foolish.
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
Ooh. Yeah, auto-progression.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartano. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
Ooh. Someone's
I sense you
prying.
harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
Is that Michael Bell? It's not, but it reminds me of the performance at the beginning of Eternal Darkness.
My lord!
My lord.
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Yoinks.
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ooh.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
Uh-oh. I really love some music in here. Seems like it would really enrich the
I
scene.
don't know what you...
We could have foreseen that.
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate.
Alright, fucking Virgil-ass motherfucker.
Frumentarium sees all.
Spooky. Ooh, Nero. I guess that's why I'm thinking Devil May Cry, because Nero is a different Devil May Cry character. Still looks more like Virgil to me.
And do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
We would hate to see Nero in a temper. This is him. Nice.
My lord.
Immediately.
God,
So he's the Sentai.
soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Yeah, so I guess the Garleans can't do magic like native board. The Garleans are denied that birthright. For whatever reason, Harry Potter-ass situation. Maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Magitech. New Gridania. Here we are. I think this is set up for a joke or almost like emotional moment that's also a joke in this very room. Let's turn the music on, why don't we? Was that on or off? It was on. It's on, it's just low. We've stopped by here once before, I think, to pick up our summonating skills, was it? Was that why we came here? I can't think why else we would have. We did finally get an outfit put together, as you can see. We're a little bit less shameful now. Hey, arrivals attendant. Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa. Welcome, Gridania, sir. Welcome to Gridania, sir. The Elder Seedseer awaits your arrival. Let's get out of the landing area, why don't we? Stretch these shapely limbs of ours. Servant Honor Guard. Greetings, good sir. You are the Minson envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper and identify yourself to the conjurer at Navaga's altar. She will admit you to the lotus stand where the elder seed seer awaits. Sweet. I love to talk to the Servant Honor Guard. Oh, need to be back in Limsa by sundown. So how do I get to the main thoroughfare here? This away? Oh, one day all this'll be mine. I hope not, you weird fucking acquisitive bastard. Don't do that. Nothing need belong to you. The Silent Conjurer at Navaga's altar. This place is looking nice. I think it was night when we came here before, which gives it a very Winter Court of the Fae vibe. Some player musicians over here. Dressed up all in near fashion. I don't almost recognize that. I don't know what it is. Who knows? Post a comment in the web zone if you know what that is supposed to be. So we're heading like west, right? Old Gridania, this away. Yeah, we could just teleport over there, but why don't we walk? See the city by foot. It's got a very tedious kind of Swiss feel, doesn't it? Which way? This way? Let's go this way. Always heed the spirits, my children, but I can't heed what I can't hear. It's true. Listen to the spirits that you might know. Of course, it's not really a good idea. Maybe spirits are of a different order than primals, and they're actually real. Would the spirits bless me business? You would beg such venal things. You are the Leminson envoy. Begging your pardon, sir, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Letter addressed to Gridanian Elder Seedseer Kani Senna. Here you go. Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Leminsa. Please come with me. Hello, what's... yeah.
So you are the Leminson envoy.
That's me.
And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours.
We
On
are
behalf
busy.
Of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please.
Oh, thank you. Inviting me to sit. I guess there are chairs, but they're not in use. No one's role-playing here.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Please
I
do.
am Khan Senna, Elder
we
Seedseer
auto.
of Britannia, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company.
Are we auto-advancing here? Is this voiced or unvoiced? I guess it's unvoiced.
I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
I do. Not fully voiced, perhaps. I'm always doing Merlin's bidding. Remembrance service for the fallen of Cardno. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknownst to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon Dalamud would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Cardno Flats, and there met the 8th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again, but the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamud continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire down upon Eorzea. The 8th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blink of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. Just checking levels there. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahman was gone, and the land which had but moments before been aflame now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Archon Louis Swami will have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartano. And so we were left with countless questions, and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamities, the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation can do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. Do 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 do. I cannot wait for the FF7 collab. We better go like whole fucking hog. No such thing has been announced, but it seems timely at this point, considering they are apparently going to be re-releasing FF7 in various forms for the remainder of our natural lives. It's been a year since the remake was released, which I quite liked and never finished. It's definitely on the table for coverage on this very channel. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Ul'dah, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. And if you'd be so kind, I should appreciate if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. My wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would like very much if the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. Now, what kind of a code is that? Thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ul'dah and beyond. Very suspicious. So, speak with Leonelaus at the airship landing. Let's adjust our macro again. Let's say 50. It's a little too low, I think. Let's call it BGM up, so we don't need to change it every time we fuck with it. There we go. There's an etherite. That's what they're called, right? They're called Ethernet shards right here. Can we go even closer than the Etherite Plaza? I guess not. Take me to the plaza, please. What can I say? I'm a plaza pleaser. Why did we sprint? I guess we sprant. Please don't review the footage for what I said. Now we sprint and immediately forgot about it. Where's the joke? Isn't it here? I thought it was here. I don't understand these Gridanians. They make a great show of doubting us adventurers, yet place their trust in beings they can't even see. Where's the reason in that, I ask you? I've heard that the elementals show themselves when enraged. Call me reckless, but I'd love to see one in the flesh, or whatever the hell it is they're made of. Neo. Can't talk to her. Adelar, do you know who Mother Mjorn is, brother? Mjorn is, brother. You do well to take her advice to heart. There's some that say she's overbearing, but without her we adventurers wouldn't be able to get by here in the Black Shroud. I owe her much and more. Tarasosa, crunch, crunch. My father always said, masticate in moderation. Loyric. Redanian food is as bland as it gets. I'd heard the rumors, but gods, the water had more flavor. Celestine says there's coin to be had hunting bandits, I'll grant you that. But there's times when I long to do something more worthy of song. And Spitting Blade says I don't give two shites about how the food tastes, all I need is drink. Is it all just acorn meal around here? Wouldn't shock me, would it shock you? Can't go over the edge. Final Fantasy XIV, Land of the Unscalable Railing. A Farar. My mama never listens to me. I've told her countless times not to venture outside without her parents' permission, yet she never bothers to ask them. Farar always treats me like a child. It fair drives me up the wall. Lalafell, not a child. Ida, what have you got to say? Welcome to the airship landing. Nothing much. Leoneleus. Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Ul'dah. Oh, were you not Longpoint Arrow and the Lamentin Envoy? On behalf of all the Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Of course I will. What choice, after all, do I have? That was Zelda music playing there. I swear that there's an argument going on somewhere in this very building. It's very funny. In long time it becomes funny. Hey, you. Can I go through here? No. Did I talk to the wrong person? Leonelaus still has the marker over his head. To whomst am I supposed to speak? Do I go around? Oh, I go around. Warrior of Light foiled by a simple something. It's the gangplank and the clones. This person multi-boxing? They just, they've got a totally random name. Maybe they're gold farmers? I wouldn't expect to see them just standing around like that, though. Weird. Anyway, shall we? Check out this seamless cut like it hasn't been days since I did those first 20 minutes. Onto the gangplank with us. Board the airship. Perfect. That's flawless filmmaking right there. Ambient feels a little high here, doesn't it? I guess we are standing right underneath the water wheel. Away we go. That canvas on that balloon is very satisfying. No interstitial cutscene there. The Steps of Nald in Ul'dah. I was hoping we get to see one with the music turned on, but it was not to be. Hey, we've made it. So, speak to the Flame Honor Guard, arrivals attendant. Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa. Welcome to Ul'dah, sir. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Take me away. Flame Honor Guard. Welcome to Ul'dah, sir. We've been expecting you. Flame General Roban will receive you in the Fragrant Chamber. Please take the lift down to Husting Strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Ren just messaged me to say I have obtained, and then I emoji. Should tab out and see what they're talking about. It was a photo of an inexplicable device. I told them horse milking machine. Magnificent. Ruby Road Exchange or a Husting Strip? Yes. Proceed. This music is a little high here, I think, right? Or actually a little, Well, it's driving me crazy already, but I suspect we've got cutscenes in our future, so let's go ahead and leave it. Where are we going? Over here, across this grand central hall, a towering room. Ooh, that is a very fancy fountain. this place is fit for the Luxor, and suits the general vibe too. Hey, you're dressed in similar colors to my own, but he's a, what is he? He's a, I can't tell. I don't know how I can tell what his class is. His job, sorry. Hey, Bart. The lament's an envoy, I presume. Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, sir? My thanks. A letter addressed to Uldan Flame General Roban Alden. Everybody's gotta have something difficult. Ah yes, the Admiral's seal. Please proceed. Let's do it. There's gonna be a voiced cutscene.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale.
Don't be so harsh on us. We're simple people.
I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlvib says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin.
Well, I bathe.
Welcome to the Sultanate of Ulda. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
That's true. I came to arrange formalities. Oh, it is auto-skipping. Cardno, I remember bloody Cardno. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer, when we took the field against the Garleans? So my counterparts have educated you. You don't want to do another flashback cutscene, though? Connie's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. So it was with the Garleans. So it was with the Garleans 50 years ago. No sooner they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by the Legatus Solus Calvus, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilzabard to heel, and so the Legatus became an emperor and his Republican Empire. An empire which then set its sights on Eorzea. Disable Okaate, yes. But the conquering emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing and he has no clear successor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late. But the 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. Of course it's the 14th, and their commander, the goddess Gaius von Balzar, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. Were we to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us, and not only Ulda, but Gridania and Limsa as well. For the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer, an alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garleans stir, and the elder seed seer would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear, and if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Merrill will have a memorial. It will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people that their brothers and sisters fought and died for. Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate? I will speak with her grace myself. Very good, sir. The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Of course. I'm here to serve. What the fuck is that? Who's this glow boy? Okay, you can now make use of the airship routes connecting the three nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requisite fee in gil. Alright, so this is terrible. Music is 50 is still way too loud. I thought that we would go to, yeah. Let's set our macro to 20, why don't we? And I think we're going to be spending a lot more time with it off. Like this. Zero chill. What is this thing? Oh, that's the Titan Eggy. That's cool. I don't like the Fu Manchu so much, but everything else. A bard is information. Now, my lord envoy, I trust your stay in the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind my asking, do you perchance have plans to visit Limsa in the near future? If so, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Badarin, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man just sent word that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Badarin would doubtless be pleased if you were to offer him your services. Alright, so now right back where we started. Fantastic. What is our home point? Swift Perch? That's not where we want to go. Teleport me to Limsa Lower Decks, and let's go see B-Boy. Badarin, friend. Why, it feels like years since we've spoken. Welcome to Drowning Wench, sit wherever you like, mate. I'll be with you in a well, if it ain't the one and only Long Point Arrowin. I was told the distinguished venturer might be reporting for duty. Fancy that venturer being you, eh? I thought he was gonna, whoa, wow, I thought he was gonna rib us there for a second. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding airy. But if you think you're still interested, let me know, and I'll fill you in on the details. Yeah, get detailed. Wait, can I talk to you though? Why don't you have another? Speak the same. Oh, I seem to have fallen out of New Game Plus mode somehow. Well, that's vexing. Oh, that was the end of part 1. We've actually finished part 1. There you go. We are. I think that was. Let me see. So there are like 250-ish quests total in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's like, why is math failing me? 45-ish per. I don't know if that was a full 45. I think this is like 25. So it was not one of the longer segments, but let's get going on part 2. In the midst of touring the 3 city-states and witnessing the myriad problems besetting the realm, the adventurer has a chance encounter with a member of the enigmatic Scions of the Seventh Dawn. An invitation to their base of operations, the Waking Sands, promises to shed light upon the mystery of the Echo and more. Well, we haven't learned anything about that yet. Let's get moving. Badarin, yeah. It's probably pirates, he says. Oh, thank you for taking the time to help me. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, there's some suspicious-looking buggers that have been sneaking in and out of the SASEASHA Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy sort to head north of Airport and find out what they are and what they're up to. Holy shit, I cannot talk. Don't sound like much, I know. But since that nasty business over at Swift Perch, folks have been a bit uneasy. Why I say a bit is all they can do not to soil themselves every time the bloody floorboards creak. You permit me, Master Badarin. If you permit me, Master No, this is somebody else. If you would permit me, Master Badarin, I should be happy to elaborate. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself, to what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Rainer? And to make sure we patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither. In fact, I came to welcome Longpoint back to Limsa. It is well you have returned. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Ailport, in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, SASEASHA Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of Curls had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, though, it seemed wise to search SASEASHA again. But with us Argon testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched thin as it is. Thus I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. SASEASHA is located in West Lanoskia. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Melpa. She can be found in the ferry docks in the lower decks. You heard the man. Good luck to you, lad. Quest accepted. Alright, where's Vamelpa lurking? She is right downstairs. Let's rock to the Bulwark Hall. Yeah. No, actually, she was ways further out over here on the docks. Hey, Vamelpa. How's you? You're here about Commodore Raynor's investigation. Then you'll want to board a ferry bound for Ailport. Once you arrive in Western Lanoskia, though, you'll best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into SASEASHA. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folks there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to SASEASHA, just north of Ailport. Head inside, and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Very well, Vamelpa. Thank you. I've actually already done the whole Hall of the Novice thing, though, so hopefully they're not going to make me redo it in some way. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I timed that perfectly. Pausing mid-sneeze. That's probably never been done before in the history of recordings, I bet. So we'll have captured some spiritually significant portion of that sneeze, I'm sure. Ultra-high-speed photography, but for the human voice and distortion. It's a seasoned adventurer. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jackets sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of the SASEASHA Sea Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training that we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him, and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. Well, when you've mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket scout at the mouth of the SASEASHA Sea Grot, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. Speak with the Yellow Jacket at the entrance of the SASEASHA. Very good. Just gonna head up north here then. To the air. To the air. Skull Valley. Yellow Jacket. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of SASEASHA here, we weren't entirely surprised. Yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback fancy and serpent reavers, well, you could imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue face tattoos. Use the duty finder to enter SASEASHA. SASEASHA is now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Hooray! So, let's look at this. So, I think what I'd really like to do here, because I could queue for it, but I think I can actually go in as a level 50 laser fella and do it by myself, which would be better because I could kind of take my time and pay attention. After a period of relative silence following the calamity, the Serpent Reavers have once again taken to terrorizing the inland hamlets of Lanoskia, killing the men, kidnapping the women and children, plundering the storehouses, and burning what little they leave behind. For years it was not known how the pirates were able to raid areas so far from the coast, until a local shepherd sighted a band of painted ruffians entering the SASEASHA sea grot, carrying large quantities of sacks and crates. Could it be that there is more to this cave than meets the eye? So how do you do settings here? Duty finder settings. I think I say undersized party and then level sync off. Yeah, so I think that's right. And that's also say join party in progress. So if I do this, I think what I'll see is that as soon as I queue, I get dumped directly in. Let's see how this goes, and we can do it together. Here we go. It's weird that there's no load screens, there's just like a load time. I wonder if we'll be able to swap to the paladin if we need to. Lanoskia, SASEASHA. Cool. So of course I've done a lot of these as random roulettes. While I've been messing around off camera. But when you do those, you just really rush through them and do not see a thing. For example, my brain has never registered these incredible glows off to the side here. Let's see, can I just stab these folks? Is that going to be a winning strategy? Only for health, we're doing fine. Might be a bit slow. That was also not me doing my proper rotation because I haven't done this in a couple days and had completely forgotten what I was supposed to do. But I love these towering blue glows over on the side here in this coral cavern that I guess is the outer mouth of SASEASHA. Zap. Oop, shit. Zap. Zap. Yeah, that's right. Just let me pop you, bats. Looks like for stone is ready. I'm not sure. Cave Aurelia. Oh shit, we had a quick cast ready and we didn't use it. There's stone. Should I be casting my AoEs? I don't even know. Yeah, it looks like it. Kick those bats' asses. So we'll be able to do this for a while. Maybe I should level up my paladin now. I'll have to learn how to do that. Was there another path over here as well? In this direction? That there might have been. Oh yeah, the bloody memo. Tucked away over here. You find a blood-stained scrap of parchment with a message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his wine red. So that's just a clue for a little micro puzzle that we'll be encountering in a minute. The Walling Pond. Like wailing? Is it just because of the hum of sea sound outside? What are those? Are those free ether deposits or something? Because ether usually crystallizes, from what I recall. Looks like we've got our fire ready to go. Boom. Doesn't hit that much harder, does it? Cruising on through the ravine. Ooh, the cattery. Another enormous space. Shades secret down. This is very pretty. Can I just destroy all of you? How does this work exactly? One at a time, one at a time. I know that those, are they respawning? Or are there just several of them? It looks like they're respawning to me. I wonder if they're respawning because of this clambo. If that's the case, let us disenclam him. They do become invulnerable when their mouths are closed. Should we use our melee combo? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Arrow and do the shout. Yeah, there's that melee combo. Dumped all of our mana out there, but hey. It worked, didn't it? Let's use our AoEs. Yeah, that was a much better approach. A giant clam. Yeah, open that mouth. Close it forever. There's several of these again? Yeah, looks like. Get close together, my friends. Swift cast. Dual cast. Well, that didn't hit very hard. So we're behind on dark magics right now. Still a little behind, and so we shall remain. Hit him with a fair stone. Oh, falling at all? No, not really. There's so many of these creatures and so much UI going on. Oop, shit. Destroyed. Yeah, here, I'll put you on pause for the remainder of the clam cave. We're almost through. There we go. Rather, the captain likes his wine red, so if you touch this red coral formation, we should spawn ourselves. Here's something move in the distance. A switch. And the switch we can touch, and then this terrible creature emerges. Got that for stir for fire out. There we go. Managed to get that off even without getting ourselves whacked. Oop. Lost a dual cast there. Didn't much matter in the end. I suspect that whatever is in this coffer is something we already have. I guess we didn't have to roll for it, of course, because we are the only ones here. Cool. So switch again, I guess. Was thinking we had to go around the other way, but it does not look like it. A hidden door opens. Yeah, extremely hidden there. So here we've entered Smuggler Town. Dead Man's Drink. Hello, Shallow Claw Reaver. Ooh, human noises of pain. That's off-putting. You got a for fire ready to go. Keep blowing that second after the fair cast. I keep dropping an instant jolt instead of an instant real spell. The Rambad, Shallowtail Reaver, and Captain Madison. Alright, we're ready with the combo. Me loyal pops, he shouts. Oh, he's running away. Try and catch me, a two-legged lover. Dealt with, handled, managed. Already got an acolyte's robe. What a terrible shame. I wanted a whole library full of them. Is everyone wearing, glamour-wise, the acolyte's robe? I'm not sure. Not sure how to see. Look at the glamour plate, maybe. Do we need to fight any of these guys, or can we just walk past them? I wonder if they'll aggro. Oh, okay. Yes, the answer is yes. Got a for fire ready. Here we go. Okay. Way too high on black magic there. I got to move this this node up into the front and center position, because where it is right now, I can barely see it. Hello. Nothing to say, huh? And we lost our quick cast, that's fine. We got a stone. Reboot. And then an instant on the other mana type. Not one of them, I swear, not what little of my virtue remains. Sex having. Well, you can go for now, ma'am. Here comes for fire and for arrow. This rotation feels so nice. It's easy to get lost in, but it's not like complicated in the classic sense. Let's just clear everybody. I'm not sure if the key drops. Ooh, it's the hole over here. Key to the hole. I wonder if this is an optional area that I don't usually go, or else I'm just not remembering it. That is extremely possible. I don't love these very human wails of pain. The key to the hole. You obtain the key to the hole. Unlock the door to the hole. Hey, I rescued some people. I guess. They don't seem to recognize that. Am I free? So this is just something you don't usually do when you're in the duty finder here, I guess. Or maybe people do it while I'm not looking, who knows. Forgive me, my lord, I did not mean to offend. Slit them between the legs, every last one. Mother, father, what did I do to deserve this? Don't worry, the realm is really well prepared to receive refugees right now. Can't take that. Well, hey, we did a liberation. The kidnappings. Handled. You don't even need to worry about it. Oh, there's the key. It had either dropped already, or it dropped when we freed those poor people. Ooh. Captain's quarters key. Yeah. A Wave Rider gate. Why is there an arrow coming out of that, man? Oh, I see. It's like, which way is forward for... No. Oh, when I mouse over them, it shows me people they're linked to. Is that right? Yeah, you can see who will aggro with whom. That's potentially useful information. Let me into the captain's quarters. I've got something to deal. That's right. How you like all... Oh, well, didn't like it enough for me to finish my combo, alas. The Wave Runner gate key. Anything to say, ladies? You seem overworked. Let's remain delicate about things. Nicely appointed, and look, it's a map of Eorzea. No, take me to a higher level, please. I'd like to see the whole thing. Is that... Surely that's Eorzea, right? Or wait, hang on. That? This down here... I'm gonna have to sort out my land masses in my head. This is just a coastline. And those are 3 small islands. Not these 3. Where exactly are we physically right now? It's probably pirates, so it must be right over here. It must be right there? That curve of the coast? Up that way? I mean, I'm not entirely sure how it's probably pirates is happening right there. That just looks pretty firmly inland, but maybe this is a really deep... No, because we were definitely on the coast, right? I guess the map is just, the pretty... What's the word? The territory that it represents is pretty small. Hey, you. Shut down. You... Switched off. Don't worry, they're not lethal spells. I mean, I'm doing white magic. This is healing stuff. In the, idiom of Final Fantasy XIV. The dead man's drink. Again, we already got that one, right? Maybe that's just what they call the hallways. Yeah, let's slither on through. It's these 3 again. Or a different 3. Down with the Reaver. Oop, that was the wrong spell. This is the problem with getting lost in your rotation, is the imbalance becomes, not impossible, but depending on your RNG, increasingly difficult to rectify. Eat 'em alive. You summon some rats there. I don't know why they're mislabeled like this. Handled, managed. Everything is safe here. So these folks are a bunch of spearfishing weapons, or, just man-fishing weapons, maybe. Anything in this dead end over here other than the rat kennel? Doesn't really look like it. Doesn't really look like it. We are nearing the end here. Mistbeard Cove. I suppose it was a fairly deep little cave. Oh, we got another proc. Here comes for fire. And that, oh wow, and another proc. This feels so good. It feels so good. It's a delight. It's like a yo-yo. Yo-yo of pain. It's a yo-yo that frees enchained peoples. That's what we're here for. That's our goal. Hey, Reaver. Look at this view, though. This is an excellent way to approach an environment. Deep into a cave to, right out at its mouth. Like you can really see the infrastructure of the loading kind of nature of it. It's not just, you know, No Man's Wharf style. Oh, here's a thing. Here's one little dock. No, this is clearly a facility. This is a place that needs maintenance. A place that needs bodies and gets them. Down with the Raven. Lovely time of day, too. I wonder if that's responsive to the time of day in the real world. Maybe not the real world, but, you know, the game world outside. I think maybe it might be. I don't think it's always daylight when I come through here. Should turn off my UI for a second and see about getting a screenshot. That's right, Reaver. Down with you. Let's just take in the view for a second here. What is it? It's scroll lock? Yeah. We can probably do this whole dungeon without UI, actually. Next time we're doing a low-level dungeon, we will see about doing that. Because I don't think there's any downside. We would have a little harder time managing our mana. Yeah, this is really lovely, though. Let me just take a snap. Alright, let's see about leaving the UI off as we wrap this thing up. Or we can maybe toggle it back on briefly. Just need a little bit more dark mana. Oh, we should turn the music back on. We'll do it to hear the boss music once we're in. No, don't. Ooh, you got impaled. Looks like the Sahagins. Looks like man's back on the menu. Here's the music. You ready for it? I can't even, like, not even target highlighting. Oh, this is a really reduced UI. Wait, what's going on? Oh, that was such a long cast. Oh no. And then I hard cast. Ooh. No UI becomes challenging, I guess. What am I doing? Should not be hard casting those spells. So as we progressed here, if we had had the time, we would have seen more Sahagin bumping up from those pools of bubbling water around the edges, but instead we were just confused and then victorious. Congratulations, us, the real heroes. 20 minutes to do. Yeah, I can see the time of day passing, I guess, right? Grab a screenshot. Let's see. Oh yeah, something in this chest as well. Probably turn our UI back on. Already got a plundered staff. Yeah, I've done a little bit of black maging, I think I mentioned. Not black maging, but thaumaturging. It's cool. Hello. Speak with Badarin back at the Drowning Wench. Not a day goes by I don't speak with Badarin at the Drowning Wench. He's a real dad to me. Badarin, Big B. How we doing? It's been minutes since we saw each other. I've been worried sick. Oh, you said your task was on the books. Was mine. I'm afraid that ship is already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating SASEASHA? Is that the similar voice you were using for the captain, right? Humph. It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its voyage. A pity we dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. I think these three are the joke. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. We can't start doing annoying voices for Minfilia, or we will never stop. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach, and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize, and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. Thank you. It's long point to you, though. Please. In this case, we should stand on ceremony. Back then, are you, with all your limbs in a toe-to-toe, I'll wager. I enjoy doing that one a lot. Fishbacks. And there I was, thinking you'd only have a crack of pirates scot-free. 7 hells, you turn your back for 5 bloody minutes, and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose you'd be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning. Unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of SASEASHA, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. Thanks for shedding some light on this mystery. I knew you'd get the job done, lad. Always do. I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking another job. It just so happens I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see. Seems the forest folk are in need of a venturer who can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready, and I'll lay it out for you. I think this is just another dungeon. We're going to do 3 dungeons in a row, probably one for each of these cities. Party finder unlocked. But Darren, ready about that job then. Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania, and that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it would pose any trouble for adventurers survive the bedlam in SASEASHA. If you think you might be interested, you'd have to have words with Mother Mioun, the counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. Well, always tired, boy, always. Shall we head to Gridania? Can we swap to the Paladin as well? Because I think with a little more instant AoE potential, we could clean things out a little faster. And it's not like we're progressing on the Red Mage as is. I'll have to figure out exactly what buttons to press, but I don't need to press them well, just at all. Paladin, please make me decent. And more than decent, heroic. Let's turn our helm back on. Display. So glad that they neatly fitted around my ear horns. Where are we headed? Just south of here, huh? Fast blade, fight or flight. Which of these is an AoE is what I want to know. Circle of Scorn is an AoE. That guy's got a delay, so that's not going to be the one. I'll tell you I can do all this off screen. Let's get our job. And then I'll figure things out once we have gotten moving. The deepest night here in the forest. It's Mother Mioun. Hello. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come to take your... Oh, not here to dine. Dare I hope that you're the adventurer Badarin sent word about. You are, the matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mioun, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell you. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Please hit me. Waiting to brief me. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mune, but our need grows ever more pressing if none stepped forward. And good evening to you too, Bowlord. Your needs must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with this visit. The good news is your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called Tamtara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past. We leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, we would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I've been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelves Wood, lest we be taken unawares. Enough excuses, what do you need? The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. I can rely on you to undertake this task, friend. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your perpetrators, pray make your way back to the Deepcroft. Make your way to the Deepcroft. Wow. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guards posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear. May the crystal guide you and keep you. All right, speak with the Quivermen at the entrance to the Tamtara Deepcroft. This away. Here we go. Look how dramatic we are, shield and all. Whew. The sheer amount of time this episode's been recording over is silly. Civ 11 came out with a new video. Watch the previous one in that series, watch that. It's been many hours. Still, though, I think it would be appropriate to fit all three of these dungeons, if indeed it is three, into a single session, well, at least in the final offing. Hey, this looks to be underground. How do I get underground? Was there an entrance over here? I mean, I see this buried steeple. Aha. This looks promising. I think there's actually a guild hest that takes place here-ish. You skeletons, you mad? Potentially mad, but not actually. Gonna have to check for an annoying whine in this, because I've got an annoying wine machine going on my end. Hey, God's Quiver Bow. Your long point heroine, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. That's the worst. The cultists took the lesser moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. Read When Prophecy Fails, Erwin. You'll know. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced the heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior. and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deep Croft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Temptara Deep Croft is now accessible. Thank you. So let's read about the Temptara Deep Croft. Duty Finder. The maybe it's not accessible. I don't know if that's probably not because of the stage of the New Game Plus we're on that they're locked. Maybe not, who knows. I'm sure it is, though. Since its establishment during Gelmoran times, this subterranean crypt has been used for generations as a final resting place for the remains of rulers and nobles. Since the Calamity, though, the tunnels have been overrun with the Lambs of Dalamud, a deadly cult who worships the now-fallen satellite as their savior. It is in the Deep Croft that these twisted souls silently plot revenge against those who fought to prevent the advent of Dalamud, summoning any dark presence who will aid them to this end, no matter what the cost. So, what was Gelmora? Maybe I should consult the Encyclopedia Eorzea and find out. I should also check the audio quality now, with the annoying humming machine playing, and see where we stand, generally. Then it will be into the Deep Croft as our new role. Back in a second. So it sounds like Gelmora was a precursor civilization. Well, to call it that is too dramatic, but the earlier civilization here before Gridania was built on the surface. They've got dark elf vibes. I didn't read deep enough to see what it was that caused them to leave the deeps and come to the surface. I think in the fullness of time we will explore the Encyclopedia Eorzea together, but let's actually make some progress first, why don't we? I've also made some sense of the Paladin's basic rotations. Most importantly, the AoE one, because I think that's what we'll really need. So with that, let's just bounce. Here we go. I was cool with my audio levels in general on review. Although the music was way the fuck too loud at the beginning. We are at 20 now, and if that's still way the fuck too loud, we will continue to turn it down. Obviously, the most important thing is our murmurous commentary. Let's do this. Duty commenced. Commencing duty with an undersized party. Good. There's a dramatical orb there. And Akinic Varlets. Whoa. Okay, yeah, I think this will go pretty quick. So, it's a great chamber. Big orb, powered by smaller orbs. It's a regular orb scheme. Some sunlight filters in from above. The place has good vibes, or could have good vibes. Sort of a wholesome ant colony thing going on. I dig it. I wouldn't mind visiting when it weren't overrun by evil. Oops. Well, that was not the power that I meant to use, but it did its job. Yeah, this doing these together thing is a real good idea, because I've been through this dungeon I know not how many times and never taken the measure of it at all. Wait, where the fuck am I going now? Help me map. How did I... Oh yeah, there's the left turn that I missed. There we go. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and tap that F button. That should cut everything down in our path. Goodbye. Those dialogue barks being so loud is goofy. Now, what is this? Ooh, there's... What was that? They're called a croft bite. Ooh. Right, because they bury their dead here now. Oh, we still got this goofy fucking stone shit sitting here. Let's disable that. Should probably make that hotbar 4, I think, because it looks like I'm not going to need a 4th hotbar, and I think that will limit it to just when we are a red mage. Yeah, proceed. I have to admit that this is a very flashy way to do the melee thing. Hopping into the air like that every 2.5 seconds is maybe a little much. The Akinic Tomb. 2 more for interment. I was reaching for that word and could not find it. Goodbye. That's right, just bring on the music. Why don't you just kill it instantly like it was a Dark Souls boss? Who dares disrupt the right? So, down with these devils, and hey, a new devil comes to take his place, the Void Soul Counter. Ooh, sorry, Charlie. Did not go well for you. Already got the goggles. Let's use this orb. See what happens to me. The light of the cultist orb fades. I would have hoped that the central orb shook in some dramatical fashion, but I guess that was too much to hope for. Hope the washing machine sounds in the background aren't too oppressive, but sometimes you gotta do your laundry. Living with obnoxious allergies or something for a couple days and doing what I can to rid my home of anything remotely organic. No proteins here, just the spike ones in my blood. I mean, and also the entire material of my body, but those get a pass. They aren't foreign. We couldn't take the plundered rope belt, typical. And the colors are really nice. It just stands out. I really like that enemy linkage indicator. Sure, I'd noticed it before, but it entirely left my mind. And also, now I'm kind of wanting to do a little bit of paladin roulettes, although I'll go into higher level dungeons with that. So who are these guys? Gravediggers, and the Dalamite Priests. Well, that's who they were anyway. The ethereal field protecting the cultist orb has weakened. Good. Send that orb right back up the orb street? The orb vessel. Goodbye, spider folk. Not spiders, they're, well, what are they? They look kind of like daddy long legs, right? Harvestmen, as they are sometimes known. But I think they're actually water striders. Yarzons. Look at those jaws they got on them. Nasty, nasty. They're crabs, really, right? And I guess it's all kind of arthropod life, right? If that laundry is gonna interfere with our audio recording, now is the time that it would be. Oh yeah, it's totally doing so. Well, I hope that's not too terrible. Apologies. Can see the old meter just freaking out. Hey, crop lights. Gonna cut you down. Another sacred pool. Plundered cane. Down. Oh. I don't know if the sort of overall latency... Oop. Maybe I'll shut up while this is going. Oh, it's not going to be any good. Well, maybe it will. Hush. Hush. Unlistenable mess. It just lasts for a couple seconds. We didn't miss something, did we? Or do we have to pass the barrier before we can open the barrier? An impenetrable barrier prevents further progress. Typical. Typical. Sprint. And a cultist rosary. Cultist rosary is protected by an ethereal field of unknown origin. Well, I bet that dude's life force was generating it. So that problem has been solved. That rosary an item. These accursed beads exude a powerful aura of death and suffering. We can't have that. We'll have to do something about it. Let's get purging. Is that gonna be able to open the barrier now? Yeah, use that rosary. Hold it high. Sealed barrier is broken. I don't know why this shirt that I'm wearing feels so warm. It doesn't seem that thick. It must be of some kind of magnificent super material that would be perfect for the winter. It is miserable now that the 8 months of summer that we get here every year are upon us. understatement. It's like, you know, it's 4 months, but... Yes. Lift the bridge. Lift the bridge, my children. The orb descends. Who summons me from the void to reside within this crude vessel? Yup, that's me. You seem surprised. Do not cross our gates in search of blood. Come hither, children of the dawn. The undying master will drink deep tonight. Alright, Gallivant, don't get too excited. He's going to become indestructible, I think, until we smash these inconspicuous imps. Cut him down. Look how many friends he's got. A popular guy. But not as good as us. Requiescat. There's so many friends, damn. I could be picking these guys up for real right now. Ooh, Dungeon Master is almost complete. Well, there we go. I guess we pushed the old cultists right out. Back to the void with you, Mind Flayer. Yeah. That's right, play our level up music. It was 8 minutes. Took a third the time of the other one. Already got the pair of plundered knuckles. Ooh, what was that spooky sound? Well, that was not all that edifying, but very beautiful for sure. Let's keep moving. Here we are, back at the mother. Hey, Mune. Are you proud of me? Welcome back, Longpoint. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the deep croft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Bedarin's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say it's something of relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for such able souls as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. Ah, as if to illustrate the point. Those big talkers. Oh no, this isn't them, is it? Or is it? Veer's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. To hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye, and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avir's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Whew, that I remembered it being really extreme. Didn't remember why. Wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. It's perhaps unduly dark. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much anyway. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing but. If you think that you might be interested in the task, say the word and I'll be glad to share the details with you. Yes. Fire in the Gloom completed. Tell me more. Mune has information on a new task, so you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Longpoint, and good luck. But is she as lively as Badarin? You weren't, my dear. Where are we going? So we just go right there. Cool. But yeah, those were the adventurers that I remembered having the, they wiped in that dungeon, and then they have the equivalent in character of the kind of toxic argument that players have among themselves when they fuck up in group content. The whole carrying around somebody's head thing is a little dark for me. Here we go. I thought that joke was delivered on way later than it was, and it may be that we will see them again in the fullness, the extreme fullness of time. So a couple years from now, when we're in Heavensward, let's keep an eye open. I do not rightly recall. Mamodi, welcome to the quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for real. You called Longpoint Heroine by any chance? Miyun sent word that you be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come here you didn't come all this way to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Yes, Mamodi. When to brief me on my task. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty, another second under that sun I would have been set afire, a tankard of ale if you'd be so kind. Excellent timing, Babashan. It just so happens the adventurer who'll be handling your petition is here. So this is the strapping young lad. Maybe Babashan should be Tim Curry. So this is the strapping young lad, is the much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Babashan, formerly of the Sultan's Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. May I be like to appraise Longpoint of his mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina & Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. Those giants are the clan known as the Hecatoncheires. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mine during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they've managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. Really kind of wondering on that one. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. Said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods. Think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. It's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell for so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell Mines are in western Thailand. Do take care, you hear? And one thing before you depart. An employee of Amargina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa. He knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. I apologize for the previous conversation, but it's not going to stop me. Gotta stay sane somehow. Why, it's Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You got guts, mate. Just hope you got the skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The Hecaton shares left the place in a right state, nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young, and was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for a shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. Stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. We hope that music is not overpowering. Speak with a stone torch before the Copperbell Mines. Let's go. Into a copper hell. I've my eye on each and every one of this unsavory lot. I think he may be talking about refugees there, because, yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is weird. It's weird. It seems to understand systemic issues more than a lot of media does. But it depicts them, and it depicts the way that people are complicit in them in a way where it's pretty clear that it knows what's going on. I don't know. It's interesting. It intrigues me. We shall see how it all unfolds. Hey, Stone Torch. That's not your name. That's just your title. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We're here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecaton here. I didn't think the Papa Shah would be able to find someone so quickly. If at all, well, he made me. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see them, the better. Make ready as best you can, and enter as you will. The duty finder's been updated with a new regular duty. Very good. Well, tell me a little bit about it, won't you, darling? Duty finder. Copperbell Mines. Abandoned once purged of ore, Copperbell Mines lay untouched for nigh on 3 centuries until Amargina & Sons Mineral Concern reclaimed the shafts. The Guild's sights set on expanding the mines downward in an attempt to tap yet undiscovered veins of valuable metal. Unfortunately, it was not riches the powder kegs uncovered, but sheer terror. For when the smoke cleared, outpoured an army of raging giants from the darkest recesses of the mines. The Hecaton shares, thralls of the lost Thorn dynasty, were at last free from their lightless prison. 300 years of hate fueling their madness. Is it madness to be mad? It just seems like anger is probably a better word than madness here. I can see how you'd cross those wires. English, a puzzling language. Anyway, let's get in there and do some diplomacy. I'll use my charisma stat just like in Dark Souls. It's fuck 'em up time. Let's rock. Do-doom. Do-doom. Dude. This is very serene music here. Swoosh. Let's move. bonus will be rewarded for first time completion. I wonder if by doing these things alone I'm losing out on that first time bonus, because you don't get any fucking bonus when you're doing it in this mode. You don't get nothing. A tiny key. The Spriggan copper drops its tiny key. What? That is a very confusing thing to say. Don't say confusing things. I get confused. A small metal key used to unlock locked doors. How novel. Yeah, pop it open. I want to see that shaft. Show me the shaft. I have traumatic Neo memories of levers that look much like this. Pull the lift lever. Yeah, why not? Why don't I just go to my death? Creak. Why they gotta put a timer on the dungeon? We will finish this duty in plenty of time. Hey, Spriggan coppers. Are they copper like to grab, I suspect, like they're copping something. Which I believe is also the origin of cop. Copperbell Coblin and Spriggan coppers. I guess they're Spriggan coppers. Those who cop copper must see to it. Well, so which way do we want to go here? Is this a dead end? This away? This looks like a dead man-eater Rip. Got a bunch of characters named Rip. And I guess they'll eat men in their way. Spriggan copper carrier. Yeah, the coppers and the copper carriers. Anything? Oh, we might be looking for fuses or something here. That sounds familiar. There's not like things shining on the ground, are there, that we ought to be paying attention to? Can I jump off the edge? No. This is all this very Demon Souls vibe here. Oof. My vaccinated arm aches somewhat and does not appreciate. Ooh, explosion. Uh-oh. Copperbell Coblin and Hecaton Shear Stonehauler. Blammo. Wow, he was just like right the fuck there, I guess. He couldn't have fit through that, could he? I don't know. Who knows? These poor giants have been utterly no entry. As utterly mistreated as... Oh, the fire sand, that's what we're looking for. As utterly mistreated as any being possibly could be. Target not in range. I thought that was a ranged attack. I guess it's not. Destroy the coppers, please. Nice big chamber here. They have absolutely just zeroed out this hall. I guess this is how modern mining is done. I mean, from what I just remember reading about cathedral-sized halls being blown out in Broken Hill in Australia by a handful of highly trained engineers. Which is part of the reason that Broken Hill is dying, because it used to require a large number of people to sustain the mining industry there. And now it does not. I mean, I'm sure that's true in every mining community. And also, mining is one of the reasons our species is at great risk, because it is so incredibly toxic to the environment. You love to live at the end of history, don't you, folks? But that's not a problem that AIRSHIPS faces. It is interesting to think that all of our fictional worlds will go with us when we choke on the greenhouse gases boiling our skin. It seems so unfair that every generation has been convinced that they were living at the end of history, the end of the world. Won't work without fire sand in the powder chamber. We've got 2 of them. And here we are, having evidence that we may live to see great structural change due to collapse. Boom! Trap B4 is clear. And we have to look at all of our ghosts and say, no, you see, Spriggan Sifter, the Screaming Dark will be sealed off in 15 seconds. I was just thinking of an old Twitter poster called I'm Phoenix, whose bio I think was something like 1,000 Phoenix in a trench coat. They loved to just post screaming. They were very good, and I think very Finnish, and very stressed out and queer, and I love them, and they wised up stopped posting. And I miss them to this very day. We cast Intervention. Oh, we can only use that on a friend. How about Sheltron? Fancy. What other kind of superpowers we got? We'll probably take Prominence off the bar there, because we've got it bound. Ooh, we got that menu music playing. Where's our boys? Got an aggro indicator. Flambeau, where are you, Flambeau? Oh, there we go. Hopefully there's not a mechanic here involving keeping that ding-dong alive, because if there is, we just ripped it. Goodbye, Spriggan Sifters. Seems there's still Flambeau on the menu. Où se trouve le petit feu? C'est là. Je l'ai trouvé, je l'ai tué. Tué. Different vowel there. Tué. Trouvé. Tué. Not. I feel like we're supposed to be doing something here, and I don't know what it is. Oh, Kodos, we got somebody with a name. Kodos, where you at? The music. Oh, there's Kodos. What if I just cut you to ribbons, Kodos? The Screaming Dark is no longer sealed. Congratulations, everybody. We solved it. We didn't learn a lot, but we did achieve a lot. And that is the already got the pair of plundered earrings. Not learning a lot but achieving a lot is not the American way, but I would say it's the American dream. Cover. Oh. Well, do I have the fancy wings maneuver? There's a really fancy wings maneuver out there. Check out these bars. Can't take the belt. Fine. We can't take nothing around these parts. Take me down, Andros. Apparently, for the Shadowbringer dungeons, there is an exploration mode where you can just go through with no enemies, but I think I kind of prefer doing it this way. Hopefully we can continue soloing these well up into Shadowbringer territory. And then in Shadowbringer, there's actually, or toward Shadowbringer territory, it appears to hold 12 ounces of fire sand. Is that so? Well, I'd best find some then, shouldn't I? Yeah, the Shadowbringer has a mode called, oh, what's it called? It's called Trust Dungeons, where you can bring named NPCs along with you into dungeons, and they'll comment on various things and have various different lines of dialogue based on what's going on. I look forward to it mightily. It seems like a really... Wait, oh, I guess I found 6 ounces. Yeah, 6 ounces pinch. Just kill everything and take its fire sand. Hand me the sand. There's my bead. The blasting device. Oh, god damn it. Nichts ist so schwer, wie es aussieht, wenn ich es tue. I make it all look hard. I've never had that little expression evaluated by a native speaker to hear if it sounds goofy. It's so hard to know. My German is quite good, but my ear is not native and also tremendously out of practice. The Crying Dark. Hey, Ooze Boy. Ooh, you got 1,000 health. So I bet I have to bring him over here and blow up the device on him. Then I bet he's gonna turn into a lot of little baby oozes. Did that work? Lure Icarus or near the blasting caps before they self-destruct. Where are the blasting caps? Where are the blasting caps? Can I just obliterate it? Can I do that instead? I guess it's just the blasting device. No, that's for the powder chamber, though. I don't know. Oh, okay. So it's back. Goring Blade. Apparently that is immensely powerful. Blast my cap. Did I hit it? I made a little bomb boy come out. Can't tell if that actually did any damage. It'll be fine. 1, 2, 3. We apply our dot. I'm just gonna cut you down the old-fashioned way. There's a blasting device again. Or maybe I'm not supposed to kill the blasting cap. That would be the problem, that I'm AoE. Wait, I can't tell if that hit or not. I think it didn't go off. Damn it. Let me use the thing. There we go. Okay, so there's the blasting cap. It's going to explode. Yeah, you're doing right. I just want you to blow up Mr. Blasting Cap. I want to see the mechanic. I want to see it in action. There we go. Boom! There we go. That's what we were supposed to be doing. Oh, he turned into a little baby Icarus there. Okay, so that's what we have to do. This is just high tension stuff here. Ooh, look at all these little irons. Okay, let's use all of our maneuvers. Hit the blasting device again. He's going to reduce the slime. I wonder if you can just kill it at stage 1 and be satisfied. Here's our blasting cap again. Let's make sure we don't AoE. A Spriggan is attacking the blasting cap. Where's the Spriggan? There's the Spriggan. I am... Oh, shit. Shit. Fuck. Well, let's ride this one out, folks. Let's just ride it out. I will destroy you. And we can summon it again. Come on out. This time we will make sure we do not use our AoE when we're defending the blasting cap from the wicked Spriggan. Hey, you devilish sprig. What if I hit you with a single target attack like I'm supposed to? And you, blasting cap. There we go. Pop those ires. Yeah, that's right. Are they not small enough to just annihilate? Nope, once we've got another phase. You know, sometimes you do it gracefully, and sometimes you do it awkwardly. The important thing is that you do it. You know. What's more important, the data or the groove? There we go. Got him back up. We're gonna get some more Spriggan action, I'm sure. Let's get this Sprig. Hey, you. Pop it. That's right. Now arm that cap, please. There we go. Destroy those Uzis. Boom. There's so many little oozes. There we go. Dramatical. Wonderful. That's kind of cool. We got a little mechanic. We actually had to do it. I apologize that it took 2 or 3 times as long as it needed to, but sometimes it needs to take 2 or 3 times longer than it needs to. Treasure coffin? No, just the faux striker's skirt. Take my 12 ounce powder. 12 ounce pouting, I guess. Boom. Uh-oh. Living fossils. Pit hipposurfs. So what are these living fossils? They look like, they're like stone. They kind of got a Nautilus vibe, I guess. Some kind of... Oh, what manner of species... not species. What manner of creature is the octopus? Cephalopod. Cephalopod. Let's take these guys out in case they got blasting caps in their pockets. Looking for Gyges the Great. We may be done with the blasting caps now. Let's be thorough, though. That lovely waterfall. Shafty 2. Living fossil. A treasure coffer. Anything of interest inside? Unable to obtain a pair of plundered knuckles. Of course there wasn't. Why would there be? Check out this little waterfall. The mineral life growing up all around it. You love to see it. Not ready yet. Not ready to sprint, but I was born ready to run. Ready to go. Another treasure coffer. This is just a buffet of riches if you weren't already rich, which we appear to be. It's time for Gyges the Great. I seem to recall this boss has some very dramatic enrage effect, like there may be 1,000 ad slaves no more. Free. Free. Ooh. Will somebody tell me, who is that big man? Masters must pay. Masters must die. Never again. Never. Ooh. Well, that went quick. You know, this dude had a pretty legitimate grievance, in my studied opinion. I don't really know why we had to cut him down. We are definitely on the side of the forces of reaction at this point. Oh, he was inconvenient to capital. Inconvenient to unlimited growth. Let's go slash down the fucking former slave who's been rotting for 300 years. Oh, nothing we could do. A plundered guisarme and faux striker's boots. Bust out from some deeper darkness, doubtless. Well, cool. It's a charming little dungeon. Took us twice as long as the previous one, but a little less long than the first one. We were taking our time over there. It's done. Let's go turn this in, and then I think we will call it a show. Take me back to Ul'dah, why don't you? Here we are, back with Painted Mesa. Oh, there's an event here. Exciting. Let's take care of it. I wonder how many powers we will lose being dropped down to level 16. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do that woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Uh-huh. Absolutely it will. No! What's going on? Yikes. Obnoxious merchant, shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me, don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing, says the desperate damsel. I bought this, paid for it with me own coin. What rot, you refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm gonna say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. Oh boy. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Little too dark here, Final Fantasy XIV, I think. Little too dark. You're already dealing with dark subject matter, and then you're kind of compounding it. It's a little much. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Can I get the robot god to help me? Please, adventurer, help me, I beg you. Oh, excuse me. Swear on mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I've saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. Oh boy. And who the hell's you when you're at home? The dog's master. I've had enough of this mummers farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. They say mummers farce in Song of Ice and Fire a lot. I wonder if, I don't know how old that expression is, and I'm sure it's a real one. Here we go. Oh yeah, we were in the event, right? To me, this is the QLEX music. This is the QLEX music to me. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. I got the first 2 moves on my... Ugh, I should have stopped at the 7th ale. I'm gonna just press 1 and 2 a bunch. Stop buddy golfing to give me a hand. Bugger, bugger, bugger. Boastful bodyguards. I do my AoE rotation. Wow, they didn't go down. They didn't last long. Do 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 do. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Ooh, whoa. We're getting one of those headaches again. A vision. A wall. Grand company banners hanging from it. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. Well, they do tend to accrue. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their land had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. But perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in this city. Fucking lib. Fucking lib. Well, I am all for refugees, of course, but I can't stand their criminality. Fucker. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. Well, you know, if we don't like them, the cops can come beat them the shit up, murder them. Fuckers. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff. Wow, you've quickly reached the riffraff status on these people, huh? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. Look at them fucking talking themselves into this position. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Now they've decided the city is going to be destroyed by refugees in the span of 5 sentences. Now this, I think, is very realistic. This is how these nightmare ideologies emerge. Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity, and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying about there are interesting, meaningful ideas here. This is being written, you know, at the height of the largest refugee crisis in human history, I believe. Sir, are you alright? Maybe a bit before, but it's been going on now for a while. I don't know how COVID's affected that. What now? You mean to threaten the defenseless citizen? Was he the concerned citizen there who was talking shit? What? Sorry by that meat, you say? That's absurd. Well, I've got a magical tool. As did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Who could it be? Oh, shucks. I'll overlook this, but just this once. Gods bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. Don't bear thinking about. Yeah, and yet we are definitely going there, and I think it's unnecessary to have gone there. Final Fantasy XIV. Definitely bring up the fucking prospect of sexual servitude. Coerced. Ever the selfless hero, I see. What voice were you doing for her before? It has been a while, adventurer. I've been watching you very closely ever since you flew out of Limsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you've displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you've demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me most. I speak of the visions you experience, visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, pray speak with Mamodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, is a close personal friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you've been chosen by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. She will tell you where to find us. I'm not quite sure how I feel about people with more masculine voices attempting more femme voices. I mean, obviously people doing it as a mode of self-expression is great. People like me doing it just because we are attempting to imitate it, just not problematic, just how successful is it ever? Who knows? I'll listen to it back and see how embarrassed I am by it. But, as we were saying, Final Fantasy XIV is dealing with, like, real issues, and it is representing the real way that people talk themselves into being reactionary assholes over the course of short conversations where they imagine something that they have never witnessed taking place and convince themselves that it is a threat to their way of life. So that was depicted, and accurately, but it wasn't really made clear that it was bullshit, and maybe even the writers were being shitty centrists about it, and being like, well, these are reasonable things to be concerned about when you have refugees streaming into the city. Some of them are going to be crimers, it's just how it is. It's a very nightmarish position to hold, and just not accurate. But, yeah, I don't know. We will have to watch where the politics of this game goes, and to what degree we think when it depicts things that are terrible, it's depicting them in a knowing way, and when it's depicting them from the I can see both sides, or, you know, whatever it turns out to be type perspective. I remember being relatively impressed with it, but I was also, you know, a younger man at the time. So we shall see how things develop. But I think that's a plenty long session for now, so let's call it, and I will see you soon.